Konnichiwa! Hello! My name is NURMYRA.
My name is DANISHA.
My name is NOREN ATIQAH.
My name is Kassandra Marques.
And we are from Group 7!
ルビーさん、何が好き？チョコミントよりもあなた。あゆむちゃん、はーい、何が好き？ストロベリーフレーバーよりもあなた。しきちゃん、はーい、何が好き？クッキー&クリームよりもあなた。みんな、はーい、何が好き？もちろん大好きアイスクリーム。止められない Yeah 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 この恋この愛でメロディー溶けちゃうよ
Japan is one of the world's largest economies, but in business, success here is not only about numbers, it's about respect, culture, and communication. We chose Japan for this project because its business culture is unique and important in global trade. When it comes to exports, Japan is a global leader in automobiles, electronics, robotics, and advanced manufacturing. The country also has strong position in precision instruments, chemical, and increasingly in renewable energy technologies. Japan partners with United States, China, South Korea, and countries in Southeast Asia, making Japan a central player in both regional and global trade networks. Negotiations in Japan can feel more formal and longer than in some Western markets. Decisions are often made through consensus, meaning multiple layers of approval are required. While this may extend timelines, it also ensures stability and trust once agreements are in place. Culturally, building a relationship before closing a deal is essential. Respect, humility, and reliability matter more than aggressive selling. Nonverbal communication plays a big role. Silence can signal reflection rather than disagreement, and careful attention to details show professionalism. Punctuality is non-negotiable, and exchanging business cards or meshi remain a ritual that reflects mutual respect. Another cultural aspect worth noting is long-term orientation. Japanese companies value steady partnership over short-term gains. This makes Japan a rewarding market to businesses that are willing to invest time and consistency. Japan offers immense opportunities, but success depends not only on the strength of your product or service, but also on how well you're aligned with their way of doing business, thoughtful and relationship-driven.
Can we close the deal now?
ちょっと待ってください。
My client would like to wait a little. Does that mean yes?
いえ、まだです。
She says not yet. In Japan, negotiation is polite and indirect. They avoid saying a strong no and they prefer to take time to discuss. We need your answer now. We need your answer now.
What NS as the business partner from USA did right here is the exactly wrong way to conduct business, particularly with a Japanese person, Japanese manager, or a Japanese firm. In the Japanese culture, the business meetings or business deals are very much dealt with indirect communication, and it takes a lot of time for them to process and to think about it, to consider it, right? But Annie's coming from the US, she's very direct. She wants straight talk and get the business deal closed and done with. So it is very important to pay attention to the culture differences to avoid this friction that the US and Japanese are facing in this business meeting. As we can tell here, Myra, the Japanese manager, is very uncomfortable. She does not like the way she's spoken to, and Anis now is considering her business approach and decides to now take a turn.
We can give you time to discuss with our team.
はい、ありがとうございます。
She would like to thank you for your patience.
In Japan, decisions are made slowly, but by group agreement, this creates harmony.
Quiz time! When someone say hi, do they mean yes agreement or I understand? The answer is yes, I understand.
Right now, we're going to demonstrate the types of bows that are normally done in Japan. The first one is a light bow that is called a shaku. It is a 15-degree angle light bow, which is polite and gives a light acknowledgement to the person you're crossing. It is usually for casual greetings, to greet co-workers and friends, and for general informal settings. Then we have a respectful bow, which is kei. The respectful bow is about 30-degree angle, and it stands for respect. It's a standard bow for respect that is used in businesses, showing respect to seniors, superiors, customers, or when you're doing also formal introductions, it is used. Thirdly, there is a deep respectful bow that is called saikere, and it is a bow of 45-degree angle that shows humility and strong sincerity. It's about showing being humble.
I think this method is better.
No, I think my idea is better.
Better.
Okay.
Notice how the business partners postpone their discussion? This is because in Japan, open conflict is generally avoided. So business partners often solve their discussions or arguments privately or through a mediator. This is to ensure harmony as the ultimate goal.
Minasan ohayo gozaimasu. That means good morning in Japanese. The word ohayo comes from the word hayai, which means early. So literally it's saying it's early. When you add gozaimasu, it makes it more polite and formal. So together, ohayo gozaimasu means good morning in a polite way. When is it used? This greeting is used until around 10 or 11 a.m. in Japan. But interestingly, in business settings, even if you meet a colleague in the afternoon or evening, for the first time that day, you can still say ohayo gozaimasu. It's a way of politely acknowledging the start of your interaction. So, in Japanese business culture, greetings are very important. Saying ohayo gozaimasu shows respect and sets a positive tone. It usually said with a bow, even a small one, to show politeness. So, if I enter an office in the morning, I might bow slightly and say ohayo gozaimasu, and everyone in the office might respond back with the same phrase. So, next time you want to greet someone in Japanese politely, especially in the morning, you can say ohayo gozaimasu.
Minasan konnichiwa. So that means good afternoon in Japanese. Today, I'll be teaching you one of the most important and useful phrases in Japanese, which is arigatou gozaimasu. So first, let's break it down. The word arigato comes from an old Japanese word arigatashi, which meant rare or difficult to access. So in other words, something that is so rare, it makes you feel grateful for it. So that's why today the word arigato means thank you. Now when we add gozaimasu, it makes the phrase more polite. Gozaimasu is a formal expression, kind of like saying very much in English. So together, arigato gozaimasu means, in English, it can translate to thank you very much in a polite way. So this phrase is used all time in the daily Japanese life. When someone gives you a gift, you would say arigato gozaimasu. When a waiter serves you your food, you would say arigato gozaimasu as well. Or even when you're on the street and somebody asks you where, or when you lost your way and you ask a stranger for help, you would say arigato gozaimasu to them as well. So with close friend or family, you can drop the gozaimasu and you can just say arigato. That is a more casual way. But in formal situations like at work or in shops or with people that you don't really know well, you can always say the full word, which is arigato gozaimasu. So in Japanese culture, politeness is very important. So expressing gratitude properly is not just about words, it's also about the attitude. That's why arigato gozaimasu, they often say it with a bow. Even a small one. So the bow indicates respect. They show respect, and it also adds sincerity to the words. Also, how deeply you bow can show the level of respect. A small nod is enough in casual situations, but a deeper bow is used in a very formal setting, like thanking a customer or showing respect to your teacher or your boss, or basically someone older. So for example, imagine if I'm in Japan and the cashier is handing me my receipt of my purchase. I can take it, I can bow slightly, and I can say arigato gozaimasu. So remember, arigato gozaimasu is a polite way to say thank you in Japanese. Use it when you want to show respect or gratitude, especially in formal situations. But for casual moments with friends, just arigato is okay. And don't forget, in Japanese culture, a small bow or even just a respectful tone can make your thanks feel even more genuine. So next time you want to thank someone in Japanese, try it out. Arigato gozaimasu.
Hi, so now I will teach another phrase that is commonly used in business settings, which is used in Japan to normally address and ease up communication when it comes to peers and meetings in a workspace, which is onegai itashimasu. The word onegai means to request, and itashimasu is a polite way to say to do. So altogether, onegai itashimasu means to humbly request this. It is a very formal and professional way of communicating, as it is used in business settings to speak to managers, to clients, to people who have a higher position, or people who are more senior than you. So giving an example, let's say I am an employee in Japan and I would like to speak to my manager, handing in documents, right? What I would say is, kore onegai itashimasu, meaning, here, please take care of this. Again, kore onegai itashimasu. This brings us to the culture aspect in Japan, where it is important to address people correctly and politely, respecting hierarchy, and that way you can also respect relationships or create stable and formal relationships within the work environment, correct? So the way you address yourself means more than the request itself, because instead of being too direct, When the employee or the person comes humbly and says "onegai itashimasu," it shows humility. Also showing respect for the person in the hierarchy position and also creating harmony. So if perhaps you one day visit Japan and you are in a business environment, in a business setting, and you want to address yourself to elderly or people with a senior position, don't forget the phrase "onegai itashimasu." Once again, "onegai itashimasu." This will show respect and humility, and it will put you in a good place for professionalism. Thank you. Hope you enjoy.
Minasan konnichiwa! Today, business phrase is Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. The phrase Yoroshiku means well or favorably, and onegaishimasu come from onegaisuru, meaning to request. So together, it means something like I humbly ask for your favor. This one is one of the most versatile expression in Japanese business culture. It used when you want to start a working relationship, ask for cooperation, or an email politely. For example, after introducing yourself in a meeting, you would say "Yoroshiku onegaishimasu." In Japanese corporate culture, relationship and teamwork are built on mutual respect. The phrase "Yoroshiku onegaishimasu" goes far beyond simple greetings. It carries a deep cultural meaning of humility, respect, and willingness to work together. By saying this phrase, you are essentially acknowledging that success comes through cooperation, not just individual effort. It's also a way of showing that you are valued to the other person's role in a relationship, whether it's a colleague, a client. In business settings, it sets the tone for harmony and collaboration. For example, after finishing my self-introduction at the new company, I say "Watashi watanaka desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu." This is not just about asking others to be nice. It's also a polite request for good cooperation moving forward. You will also hear it at the end of emails, after meetings, or when starting a new project with a team. It's a phrase that works in almost every professional situation, and it helps build trust and rapport. So in business, whenever you start cooperation and a message or meet new colleague, remember Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. It's one of the most important expression to master if you want to connect smoothly in Japanese corporate culture. By using sincerely, you show not only respect but also your readiness to work together towards a common goal.
So guys, what did you learn from the Japanese culture? For me, what stick out is that it's better to build trust than to rush.
I learned like in Japan, the patient is very important.
I learned that silence can also mean respect.
I learned decision making is done slowly and carefully before they decide on what they want.
Arigatou gozaimasu! Sayonara! She would like to thank you for being patient. Again!
Tolong agaknya.
Ready? Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. 1, 2, 3. Arigato gozaimasu. Sayonara.
Like that. Sayonara.
It's a wrap. What wrap? We got another 2 seeds. It's like 1.5.
Because in Japan, open conflict is generally avoided.
No need.
Say but bow at the same time.
Yeah. Konnichiwa. Noren! We are from group 7. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Kassandra.